Yo, I'm building my own dream. All because y'all said I couldn't.
Two for the team, we getting off of the block. I see him aiming at me, tell him get off of my jock. I'm gon' black out, I'm gon' black out, I'm gon' black out. Give me my ish, I'm back now.
Welcome to another episode of the How to Build Your Own Dream podcast. I am Erin Knight, co-founder and president of Build Your Own Dreams.
Yup, I'm Brandon Boone, co-founder and VP. And what's good, y'all? As you can see,
We're in Austin.
yeah, back in Austin. You actually left in
Oh,
between
true.
episodes, and then you're back.
That was only like 10 days ago, huh?
Yeah.
I've been to like 30 cities since then. That joint is wild.
Yeah. So, yeah, you back in Texas. What's
Yeah.
up?
So I'm in Texas because we went to SneakerCon. So we did more than that. So first I came back to Austin because our artist, No Big Deal, we were throwing pop-up shops for him. So he's on tour right now. Respectfully, the tour is not paying him as much as we would want him to be paid. So as his managers, we figured out a way to, one, develop more community, help him go deeper with his fans, but also to make money. So we did pop-up shops. He just launched My Demons Are Looking Depressed, MDLD, pop-up or merch. So we're doing merch around that. So he's selling several shirts and designs, and then with the pop-up we played exclusive unreleased music. So the fans, our goal was 25 fans. We've been averaging 40 fans. So we did Austin, we did Dallas, now we're going to Jacksonville. We're meeting in really intimate studios. They get to come shop his merch, listen to music, and then at the end he does a Q&A and he takes pictures with everybody. So it's a really quick, like 1.5 hour experience, but they've been going up and people are really loving what he had to offer. So that's the first reason I'm in Texas.
Yup, and then, of course, we're still on the Dream Tour.
Dream tour?
You know what I'm saying? We had SneakerCon in Dallas. Our first SneakerCon event.
Yeah.
I saw another brand. Honestly, I didn't even know they had vendors like that. I thought it was just straight sneakers. But one of the brands from Black on the Block, I saw that they was at SneakerCon. And I reached out to them to see how it was. And they was like, it was amazing. So I dove in on SneakerCon, see what cities they was in. We saw that they was in Dallas. Did the whole vendor application. Boom, we in there. So we was in Dallas. It was a 2-day event. So we also had Matt in town, which is our marketing director.
Shout out to Matt.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to kill two birds in one stone. Matt was handling the pop-ups. We was at SneakerCon holding it down. And it was a dope event, man. I definitely want to hit up some more SneakerCons next year. The experience was great. We sold okay, you know what I'm saying? Not superb, not great, but still better than
it wasn't bad, especially for the cost that we spent.
Facts.
It was a 2-day event, so day one was pretty not good, to be honest.
Day one was good.
Nah, sales-wise it wasn't.
Yeah.
But day two, we tripled day one sales. So we left with honestly, if it was a 1-day event, that would have been great, but we paid the price for a 2-day event. We paid the price of a 1-day event for 2 days of vending. So
Basically, yeah.
But the benefits, y'all know y'all are always going to get benefits. The benefits were so incredible going to absolutely. Every time we go to an event, I feel like our business model changes slightly.
Yeah.
We develop a ton of relationships, and then we grow mentally. And so I'll just go over a couple things that came from that. We met a streetwear, really a sneaker store owner from Sioux Falls, which is in North or South Dakota.
Right, yeah.
Right? Nowhere. It's this young dude, him and his friends own a sneaker store. So we started talking. He bought one of the shirts, and then me and him have been talking on Instagram. We're going to start doing BYOD pop-ups in Sioux Falls, and hopefully what our goal would be to go out there, do a pop-up, do a little concert or block party with our artists, so we'd sell our shirts and just kind of kill several birds with one stone. He was super cool, has a really dope space, so that opens up more opportunity for us. We were day one right beside one of 3 women who were selling at SneakerCon.
Yeah.
I was one of 3 women selling. Now there were some women who had booths for the chick who had the nonprofit, but selling things at SneakerCon. There are only 3 booths run by women. And so the chick beside us is from Houston. I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, or the store name, but shout out.
Shout out homegirl from Houston. The
Facts.
thing is, y'all are going to see
Y'all know,
her
yeah,
in the
yeah,
future
yeah.
because we're going to start doing work with her. I have her number. We've been texting. I just don't know her name. I got to text her and ask her that. But she is one of the few. She owns a sneaker resale store in Houston. But how she came up, her story is so unique. People just liked her, so they started inviting her out to clubs. So she said her whole business at first, before she had a store, she was selling in clubs at night, and she said people were just buying her shoes.
So fire.
It led to her having enough money to now purchase a shop in Houston. Like, that's major, major. So she has her own shop in Houston. She's about to drop a sneaker ball this fall. So that was dope. And then I would say one more thing, because we met a lot of really dope people. I think you want to talk about the sneaker hedge fund?
Yo, so I was walking around, came across this booth. It was pretty empty. But I saw like they just had these postcards or flyers on the table. I was like, what is this? So I started talking to homie. He was like, yeah, the name of the company is Always Legit, and it's a sneaker hedge fund. I was like, yo, what? I literally just stopped and was like, nah, run that back. So he explained it, but then I stopped him. I was like, you gotta slow down. Like, I was asking hella questions. So basically what it is, it's basically just like if you're familiar with investing in portfolios and having somebody, account manager that runs your portfolio, it's the similar concept but for sneakers. So they have a minimum buy-in. You give them the money. They buy the sneakers for you. They advise you when to hold it, how long to hold it, when to sell it. And then they actually sell it for you. And then you can even, take out your profit or reinvest into another, I guess, fund, and they'll rebuy more sneakers.
So it's a sneaker fund that they're managing all of your assets.
Facts.
You literally just have to put in the money, and then they're going to tell you what shoes to buy with your money, and then they'll buy them, hold them, all that. It's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's kind of like sneaker consignment, right? Or if you just resell on your own, but for me, a person like me, I don't have time to figure out what sneakers is what. And
We tried that. Remember with the Pierre Moss?
Yeah. We sold it, though.
We did, but I'm saying that whole process we thought was going to be like, oh, we going to flip these and it's going to be amazing.
But
it's a process.
But again, that's only 2 pairs of shoes, though. To really, you know what I'm saying, to really start moving, you need, like, what's the old buddy inventory? He had like 400 pairs of shoes.
We met a kid from Prairie View. He goes to college. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He has an inventory of 400 shoes.
So I don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. I'd rather just get somebody my money, let them handle it, and give me my 20-30% profit. So basically that's what it is. They're not even a year old. And I think they said they managing around 800K already. But super dope, man. The VP, he was black. The owners and co-founders are all right. But I mean, the concept is amazing. I never heard anything like it. Super fire. So again, we seeing that, hearing about that, we just start thinking that alone just was like, yo, it's so many
opened up a
ideas
new
around
dimension.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even some of the conversations SneakerCon was having, like they had different like panels and speakers come throughout the days. And they was talking a lot about Web3, a lot about sneaker NFTs, like all of that. So
yeah, the hedge fund is backed by the blockchain.
Yeah.
So it's like the payments and distributions, disbursements, all of that. I don't know what type of crypto they use, but that's why it's secured too, which is great. It's a secured hedge fund. Incredible.
Fire. So yeah, amazing experience. Definitely, if you have a brand, if you sell sneakers or have apparel or accessory brand, definitely look into SneakerCon. It's definitely worth it. They travel to like 10, 12 cities a year. So definitely check them out. And then I want to go back to and talk about deal pop-ups. Like I want to talk about our mindset behind that and why we chose to do a pop-up, why he's on tour. You want to get some thoughts on that?
So we're big on maximizing any opportunity that we have. And the way that you maximize the opportunity is to go deeper and not wider. So if he's already on tour, he's already going to be in the city. How can we deepen the fan relationships? So for one, everybody, especially depending on in general, everybody doesn't know you're coming to a city. Even if you
Facts.
promote it really well, everybody doesn't know.
Speaking of that, there was actually a person at the Austin pop-up that didn't even know he was on tour.
There was
Multiple people at the Austin
Yeah.
pop-up that didn't even know Dill was on tour. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah. So you can, even if you promote a show well, everybody doesn't know. Big respect to the tour, but I would bet our promotion skills against almost anybody
Facts.
in any market at this. Obviously, we're not touching like Ticketmaster or Live Nation, but if we're talking about independent promoters, we have the numbers, especially in big markets. Like between just invite only, me and you, we've done shows all over the world. But yeah, so no shot to anybody, but we know we're phenomenal promoters. Looking at the way that ticket sales were going and knowing what Dill's numbers are in some of his major markets, specifically Texas and Florida, we recognized that his fan base was not even going to truly be served solely by him being on this tour. And he's kind of lower on the totem pole as far as priority for the tour too. So we wanted to give him an opportunity to also step out and be the main person with his fans. So that's the thought process. We want to deepen the fan relationships. We want to give Dill the opportunity to grow with them, but also to make up some of his revenue. And then we also, again, knew that there were going to be people who didn't know he was on tour. That's the nature of promotion, but we figured there were going to be a lot of his core fans who didn't know he was on tour. And that's exactly what happened. So I'd say 50% of the people who came to the pop-up didn't even who came to both pop-ups didn't even go to his concert that night. They came, either they didn't want to see the lineup, or they hadn't heard about the show, or they didn't have the money, or they had another engagement to go to, whatever it was. This gave us the opportunity, one, to get them into our system, because now we have their email, phone number, all of that. But two, it gave us the opportunity to engage with people who might have missed the show, and we're running the pop-ups, so that we get to monopolize that experience versus Dill being on tour is more of a cooperative experience. We have to defer to who the headliners are. We didn't have anything to do with the tour, essentially, and this is something that we were like, we're going to run this, we're going to own it, and make sure that we're good to go.
Yep, and on top of that, as community builders, we always try to look for ways to implement that foundation of community building. Our whole thing is taking core fans and turning them to super fans. So making moments, defining moments. So this is something that those fans gonna remember forever, because it's only in select cities. He had exclusive merch that you can only get at the pop-up. So right now we may add couple more cities, but right now it's only 3 cities out of the whole 12-city tour. So it's like those fans is gonna remember. They posted about it. We got content, so we're gonna have recap videos from each city, all of that. So when other fans see that wasn't able to attend, it's like it's
now FOMO, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cultivating that experience,
the demand, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I think it was super, super smart. I know we was having pushback.
It was super smart.
I'm saying the idea is,
facts.
on now, who's doing that? What artist is? Never mind, I ain't gonna go there. You know what I'm saying?
And respectfully, again, to Dill, this is just, we're teaching lessons. He was very nervous. He didn't want to spend the money because, we have to book the venues. Matt had to fly out to run everything because, again, we were at the Austin date because we were here, but SneakerCon was going on and we were focused on that, just making sure we were selling and stuff. So he had to fly Matt in. We had to get a rental because it was a ton of merch and different things, so there's some cost involved. And then as soon as I leave tomorrow, I leave at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'm flying to Jacksonville. Matt's flying out tonight and then driving down to Jackson, so it's like there's cost involved. And so he was nervous, like, is this going to be worth it? For us, worth it is, money is in the spectrum. I won't say it's not, but money is maybe the third or fourth thing down on our list of, is this going to be successful? Which is why, again, we went to Black on the Block and took an L money-wise, but we learned a lot.
Facts.
And then SneakerCon, I don't think we even broke even. We didn't take a huge L, but SneakerCon, we broke even?
Yeah.
Okay, so we broke even on SneakerCon, great. But I'm just saying because it was more people. But anyways, SneakerCon, that was a situation to where we've had events where we've sold 60, 70 shirts and killed. this was I guess we sold about 40 shirts. And we're selling the shirts to send people to therapy. So it's like the cost as well is not like we're pulling a bunch of profit from the shirts. It's like we're just covering the cost of the events and then sending people to therapy. So for us, with all of this, our thought process is, does this build community? We're community. We're an ecosystem that focuses on building community, and from building community, that's how all this other stuff happens. We just happen to be in the music industry. Yep. So will it build community? Is there a way that we can grow or learn and expand our brand? And then after that, does it make money? And then there's other things after that. So with Dill, we were trying to be like, it's not about the money. It's about, will this build community? Can you learn and grow from this situation? And then will you break even? Not even make money. We were just saying, because here's the thing, if 300 more people or 200 more people now have a shirt from him, then his brand is getting put out there. It's a free billboard.
And you invested into your community.
Yeah, and now they feel like they've been given an experience. They don't feel like you were, because a lot of artists, a lot of people, a lot of brands just ask their community for stuff. I gave you, here's a shirt, buy it. Here's a song, buy it. That's not giving. That's, you're asking them to support your business. When you go and you create an experience and create a world that they can walk into, and you say, hey, we're going to bring you in this studio. You're going to come sit in the studio and hang out with us. We're going to take pictures and do a Q&A, and you can buy merch. Now it's like, you gave me all of this stuff. Of course I want to buy your merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, that was the mindset behind the pop-ups. We still on the Dream Tour. I think we got possibly 1 or 2 more dates as of now.
Tallahassee. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we were supposed to have a date tomorrow. Yeah, but they just canceled this morning, and they made us waste money because we had to ship merch. But we're not gonna discuss that.
It's fine. Shout out to Maya. Thank you so much for being willing to sell.
So yeah, we still on the Dream Tour. I'm sure there's gonna be a few more dates. We got Afrotech in November. We all gonna pop up. We're gonna be selling some merch at one of our events there. So more dates coming.
If you are watching this before, whether it's before the end of the year or next year, buy a shirt. Our shirts send creatives to therapy. Yeah. We're right now on the Dream Tour to sell 1,000 shirts. 1,000 shirts will send 10 people to therapy for 10 sessions. This is real. Like, this is us making a difference in people's lives. We currently have 2 people in therapy right now. We had 4 people this year. We're trying to send 10 more. So let's, Black creatives need to have mental wellness, and we want to be a part of that. So shout out to everybody who supported. We're at almost 200 shirts right now. Yep. That means we have 800 shirts to sell before the end of the year.
Tap in. ShopBYOD.com.
ShopBYOD.com. Come support.
Yeah, and share, comment. If y'all have questions, hit it up. I think we Gucci, huh?
Go build your own dreams.
Peace.